My name is David, and one day my best friend Jack's father died, and I decided to stay with him at his house for a short time, so that he would not feel alone. One day we decided to visit his father in the cemetery, and when we arrived, we saw a strange-looking cemetery, and many questions came to our minds about that strange cemetery. Suddenly, the cemetery man interrupted our conversation to speak about Jack's father, and that he used to come to visit cemeteries a lot. So we became curious to ask him about that cemetery, and we pointed it out to him. But his face changed, and he advised us not to ask about it again, and he left angrily. On our way back to Jack's house, the cemetery did not leave my imagination, but Jack did not care much. On the same day, I tried to sleep, but I could not because of curiosity. So I decided to visit that cemetery at night to reveal the truth. In the dead of night, with the moon casting an eerie glow over the silent cemetery, I found myself standing at the entrance gate, my heart pounding in my chest. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, and the only sounds were the distant hoots of owls and the rustling of leaves carried by a ghostly breeze. I took a deep breath, summoning the courage to step beyond the threshold into the realm of the departed. The idea had seized me like a relentless specter. My curiosity, mixed with a morbid fascination, had driven me to explore the mysteries concealed within the tombstones and mausoleums. I couldn't shake the thought that perhaps the dead held secrets, stories waiting to be told to those willing to listen. As I strolled through the labyrinth of graves, trying to find the cemetery, I couldn't escape the sensation that unseen eyes followed my every move. The gravestones loomed like silent sentinels, each one telling a tale of lives long extinguished. I felt a chill crawl up my spine as I wondered if the spirits that lingered here were watching me with hollow eyes. Attempting to quell my rising unease, I began to speak aloud, as if the sound of my own voice could dispel the haunting atmosphere. "Hello, lost souls. I come in peace." Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through. The lamp fell and broke. Panic surged as darkness enveloped me. As I fumbled for my lighter, I heard whispers. Indistinct, ethereal voices that seemed to rise from the depths of the graves themselves. My heart raced as I strained to decipher the ghostly messages that surrounded me. In the oppressive silence, a man appeared in front of me. I did not know if he was a ghost or what. He started approaching me, and I was surprised by the cemetery man, who asked angrily, "What are you doing here?" I did not hesitate and told him, "I came for this strange cemetery." He took me away and felt that I would not calm down before I revealed the mystery of the cemetery. He calmly told me about its story, saying, "That cemetery used to catch fire on its own at night and on certain days, and it needed a long period and a large amount of water to calm down. When we extinguished it, we heard screaming sounds as if someone was being tortured by the fire. In the morning, it is still hot and we cannot even touch it. We ignored the matter at first for many months, but we got tired. So we searched for the secret of the cemetery, which turned out to be that of an evil magician who used to harm people, even children. He harmed them, and he died in a horrific way. He used to do evil things and bury them in cemeteries, and the fire and sounds in the cemetery are the sound of the torment to which he is subjected by the pure souls he harmed." He asked me to leave immediately, and I actually tried to leave, but curiosity was greater than me, so I returned to the cemetery minutes after the cemetery man left. I stumbled upon an old, dilapidated mausoleum. I pushed open the heavy door. The air inside hung thick with the scent of decay, and cobwebs clung to the corners. I took a step forward, and the temperature dropped drastically. The flickering light of my candle revealed cryptic symbols etched into the walls and an ancient sarcophagus at the center of the chamber. As I cautiously approached, the whispers grew louder, forming into a spectral chorus. "Release me." Compelled by an inexplicable urge, I placed my hands on the lid of the sarcophagus. A surge of energy coursed through me, and the whispers intensified. Suddenly, the lid creaked open, revealing a void of impenetrable darkness within. Fear gripped me, but I couldn't tear my gaze away from the abyss. As the darkness began to coalesce into a form, a ghastly figure emerged. A wraith clad in tattered robes, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intensity. It spoke, its voice a haunting blend of anguish and resentment. "Help me." The wraith extended its skeletal hand, reaching for me with a cold, unforgiving touch. I recoiled, stumbling backward in terror. The whispers transformed into anguished wails, and the air became suffused with an ominous energy. With each step I took away from the sarcophagus, the wraith advanced, its presence an inescapable specter. As I neared the exit, the wraith's howls reverberated in my mind, a haunting reminder of my ill-fated curiosity. Just as I reached the gate, the cemetery plunged into darkness. I stumbled blindly, my breaths ragged, until I emerged into the moonlit night. The gate slammed shut behind me with a resounding echo, and the air regained its stillness. Haunted by the encounter, I raced home, the echoes of the wraith's voice lingering in my mind. The once familiar streets now seemed alien, shadows dancing at the periphery of my vision. The weight of unseen eyes bore down on me, a constant reminder of the spectral realm I had unwittingly trespassed. As I approached my front door, a shiver ran down my spine. The air around me crackled with an unnatural tension. Reluctantly, I turned the key and stepped inside. The darkness within felt. I fumbled for the light switch, illuminating the room in a harsh glow. To my horror, the wraith stood before me, its skeletal visage inches from mine. The room plunged into darkness once more, and the wraith's ethereal form dissipated, leaving me paralyzed with fear. The haunting echoes of the cemetery followed me like a vengeful shadow. Unfortunately, I lost consciousness after suffering a nervous breakdown due to the image of the ghost that had become constant in my imagination. I was in a bad psychological state and suffered from convulsions and fainting due to lack of sleep, which could last for days. My friends tried to visit me, especially Jack, but I refused. From here, I realized that the ghost would not leave me, and that I was a lifeline to escape from its victims. I was the only way to escape from the nation. But until now, I do not know what to do. But I deserved what happened to me because of my recklessness and murderous curiosity.